Hey, what's up people? This is Sarang, and in this video we are going to talk about intermittent fasting. Does it really work for weight loss? Does it work better than the usual calorie restricted diet? And who are the people that should avoid intermittent fasting? Because there is a small percentage of people that shouldn't even touch intermittent fasting with a stick. So to begin with, intermittent fasting, if you don't know what that is, and I doubt that someone is out there who doesn't know what intermittent fasting is, because it is literally sold as magic pill nowadays, and let me tell you that it is so not a magic pill. So to start out with, and to just give you a basic idea of a basic gist of what intermittent fasting is, if you don't know what that is, intermittent fasting is, say that you are on a diet, and in the whole 24-hour period you are just eating what you're eating. The only thing that is changing is the time, your eating pattern and the time at which you are eating. So say that the usual kind of diet is you are eating 3 or 4 or 6 or 8 meals throughout the day. In intermittent fasting, what you do is you condense all your meals into an 8-hour or 6-hour feeding window, and for the remaining 16 to 18 hours you are doing a complete fast. You are you're eating nothing but just water. You're only drinking water, and some of you out there can drink black coffee and you won't break your fast. So in this video we are going to break down everything, and we are going to go question by question. So is intermittent fasting going to help you lose weight if you go on a diet that is in calorie surplus or that is on calorie maintenance? So that means that if you are overeating calories, or if you are maintaining calories and you are doing intermittent fasting, are you still going to lose weight? In my opinion, no, you are not going to. This is a very debated topic out there, but at least in my opinion, you are not going to lose weight if you don't keep a check on calories. And this is coming from a guy that is like the most anti-calorie guy that you can ever find. Well, I'm not anti-calorie. I'm not that much anti-calorie guy, but I just think that people should focus more on nutrition and all that kind of stuff than just counting calories. But nonetheless, for the purpose of this video, if you are not keeping a check on calories and you are doing intermittent fasting and thinking that you are going to lose weight, you are not going to lose weight. The second question: if you are doing a good diet, that means you have got your nutrition covered. You are eating a very nutrient dense, anti-inflammatory, whole food based diet, right? That is in calorie deficit. And upon that, you are adding intermittent fasting. Is that going to help? See, intermittent fasting is something when you don't eat anything for a prolonged period of time. When you're fasting sensitizes two of the most important fat regulating hormones. That means it sensitizes insulin and it sensitizes your leptin. Insulin and leptin controls the amount of body fat and the body weight you have in long term. So if you are keeping a check on your calories, you are going to lose weight. But the reason you should do intermittent fasting with calorie deficit is it is going to, first of all, it is going to sensitize your two of the most important fat regulating hormones, because of which in long term, when you have lost your weight, it is going to be very easy to maintain it, and you just won't have that drive for junk food, or you won't be so much, we can say, addicted to food. Like most of the people who are overweight, they just like to eat. I mean, the eating just makes them happy. Eating is an activity of pleasure for most of the overweight people. So if you are someone out there, it is going to help you sensitize leptin and insulin. Leptin especially is like the main pillar of maintaining weight loss and maintaining your weight and all that kind of stuff. Yes, if you do it with calorie deficit, in my opinion, it does work awesome, but in long term. The third thing: who are the people for whom intermittent fasting is best, and in what circumstances it works like magic? So in my opinion, if you are doing intermittent fasting, if you are someone who can do intermittent fasting, then you should really do it for health purposes rather than weight loss. Because the real magic of intermittent fasting happens with health. So when you are fasting for a long period of time, your body literally digs into every cell of your body and cleans out all the waste products, all the misfolded proteins, and all the crappy stuff that you really don't want in your body. It really takes all that stuff and burns it for energy, because there is sort of a scarcity of energy because you are not eating. So when this process, by the way, is called autophagy. Many of you might know this. When this happens, it prevents you from getting cancer. Not prevents you, but it greatly reduces the risk for cancer. It reduces the risk for neurological conditions like dementia or Alzheimer's, or it even reduces your risk for diabetes, even cardiovascular disease. It really helps with health instead of weight loss. So if you really want to do intermittent fasting, do it for health purposes. There is a second group of people who can really benefit from intermittent fasting. Just like I told you, are the people who have lost all their weight and you just need to maintain all your weight now. It works literally magic for weight maintenance, because first of all, like I told you, it sensitizes your leptin. Leptin is the main fat regulating hormone in your body. If your leptin is on point and your body is leptin sensitive, especially your brain won't let you overeat, your brain won't let you gain weight. That is all every overweight person wants. So if you are someone who have lost weight, then there is a huge chance that you might gain it back again. So using intermittent fasting for maintaining is very, very powerful tool, and do that if you can. Many people out there claim that when you do this, when you fast for 16 to 18 hours a day, it puts you into a magical fat burning state that can make you lose a ton of weight, instead of if you were to just go on a normal calorie restricted diet. Now, I have went through a lot of research. I mean, a ton of research, a ton of science. I've done all my research. I'm not saying that I'm 100% right, but at least in my opinion and what I have read from all the literature, I haven't yet found such magical fat burning state. Now, who are the people who should not even, like I told you, touch intermittent fasting with a stick? So intermittent fasting has a lot of benefits, just like I told you. If you are someone who has a hectic schedule, if you are someone who is not sleeping at least 7 hours per night, ideally 8 to 9 hours per night, if you are someone who has very high volume, high intensity workouts, you work out every day of the week for like 1.5 hours or 2 hours. If you are someone basically who has a lot of, if you have stressful life, any kind of stress, mental, psychological, physiological, physical, any kind of stress if you have in your life, you shouldn't use intermittent fasting, because it is going to further aggravate your situation by bumping up your stress hormones. If that happens, it's just over the time, it's just going to fry your adrenal glands that handle your stress response, and in long term, it's just going to gain all of your weight back. Doesn't matter what kind of diet you do, doesn't matter how many calories you count. Intermittent fasting, I'd say, is useful, but it is like the top 5 to 10%. The 90% of your whole deal is good nutrition, a diet that is based on nutrient density, a diet that has whole, unprocessed, unrefined foods. You are eating enough protein, you are sleeping 7 to 8 hours a day, you are working out at least 3 to 4 times a week. This is the 90 to 95% of the part. Remaining intermittent fasting, meal frequency, this whole deal is the remaining 5% that might help you speed up. And in the case of intermittent fasting, it might help you maintain. Definitely, I think, in my opinion, it's a really powerful tool for maintenance. But if you are looking just for weight loss, nutrition, exercise, and enough recovery is the main foundation of weight loss. Stop having your primary focus on intermittent fasting, because it doesn't put you in any sort of magical fat burning state. Keep your focus on nutrition, exercise, and recovery. If you do that, you're 95% there. If you have the time and energy to add intermittent fasting, do that. It's very beneficial. So yeah. So that is it for this video. If you have liked it, hit the like button. If you are someone who is into this whole fitness nutrition field, if you really like the science behind how it works, because that is what majorly we doing on this channel. We discuss the awesome and most fascinating science in nutrition and fitness. If you're someone who is fascinated and interested in all of these things, then hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. And I really hope that this video is in focus.